love letter is for all of those out there who are waiting to be somebody and are forgetting that they already are somebody. Damn, the shit slaps. It hits. Like, I love that. This is actually inspired by a video that I posted on my Instagram. I'm definitely that type of person who will post edits, videos like that are kind of corny, but I love and really resonate with onto my Instagram. So if you like that type of stuff, go ahead, feel free to follow me there if you'd like. Don't have to, but this is the video that let me just quickly share. It's like every time I see it pop up on my Instagram or TikTok, I have to stop and watch because it's so beautiful. And I feel like maybe a lot of us out there need to hear these words. And that is this little video. If you guys have.
I know one day I'm going to be somebody. I don't know, but I just look at my face. You're somebody now. Do you understand? Yeah, that's the game. I was somebody long before people knew who I was, and I believed in that. You're somebody now, Letitia.
It always actually brings me to tears, and these plants are driving me crazy. I get so emotional watching that video because I feel like all of my life and ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be famous. And, maybe that's probably everyone's dream as a kid. You want to be famous. You want to be somebody. You want to be, whether it was an NBA player or, an Olympic athlete, an actor, a singer, performer, whatever it was. We always just wish that people knew our name because we idolized those people that were big out there and who were famous. And so, I don't know, I feel like it's always kind of been a dream of mine to be somebody. And maybe not necessarily for the right reasons, to be honest, because when I really think about what I want to do in this life and what I want to provide for others is to be a comfort and to make things that matter and to hopefully help people who are ever going through hard times. And maybe this video is something that like you can relate to and you watch and you feel like a weight was lifted off your shoulders, or you felt understood and that someone was going through the same thing as you and that you weren't alone. And those are the reasons I want to be somebody. But sometimes I'm selfish with it and I'm like, I want to be somebody because I want to be known. I want to have followers. I want people to know that I made it in life and that to make people proud and to make people know that I was successful. And sometimes you just see the success that other people have and you see the TikTok edits. Oh, I would love one day for someone to make a TikTok edit of me. That's all I ask for. I don't even want to be famous. I just want a TikTok edit of myself, even though there's nothing to edit. I'm just like, damn, because I love TikTok edits. So that's, yeah. Anyways, but when I think about the real reason, like the other reasons why I'd want to be somebody, which others might also feel this way, I feel like it's such maybe a selfish reason or I don't know the word for it, just like insignificant in the bigger picture of everything, because at the end of the day, the things that we will remember at the end of our lives in those last moments are probably all of the loving memories and all of the reasons that we helped people and made people smile. And so I feel like more than ever in this time where so many of us are consuming a lot of media, a lot of other people's success, and I mean like thousands, and to the point where we never saw this much success from other people. With TikTok now, we literally see like strangers across the world becoming successful and becoming somebody in the terms of just making money and making a name for themselves and becoming really well known. And because of that, we are constantly comparing ourselves to those people who are becoming something. And especially if that is one of our goals, or if that is something we want to chase after, we are always going to feel like we aren't enough, or we're not doing enough, or that we will never be that somebody. And I feel like it eventually also takes away from the real reason that we want to become somebody, because we're always just seeing everyone else's success. And so we're like, damn, like I want to be what they are. I want to do what they're doing. I want to be as successful as them. I want to have my moment, forgetting the real reason why we want to do it in the first place, or, you know, what it is that really drives us to be someone in the world, whether that is to make a positive impact or to help others and make the money to donate to places or feed homeless people, you know, things like that, where we forget maybe we want to be somebody because we have a greater reason. And sometimes it's also okay to just want to be famous. Honestly, if you want to be famous and you have the drive and the talent, like a lot of times I feel like you are set, because like if you have talent, you have talent, and, you know, might as well share that with the world. There's also that too. Like I think that sometimes you also just want to share something with the world, and whether that's your talent, and go for that, you know, do that, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there. But again, just remember why you're doing it in the first place, so that eventually it doesn't get to you when you aren't maybe reaching that amount of success that you wanted, or you didn't reach that amount of numbers that you wanted. And that is when it takes it away from like why you did it in the first place. All the passion and love behind what you're doing is when we're gonna constantly compare the numbers and not think that we achieved that success, when maybe it wasn't success that we were aiming for to begin with. It was just to do the very thing that we loved, or to, again, help others. Now, with all that being said, I want you guys to remember that you are already somebody now. And I mean that in the most honest way. I don't know if that's exactly the words I would choose, but I'm going to go with that. I mean in the way that like you are somebody to your parents, to your friends, to your loved ones, to strangers out in the world that you've had one interaction with, to the people that you've made smile, to your coworkers, to your students, and, you know, given you are a good person and you've left those lasting impressions, those warm impressions, and you've made people smile, you are already somebody to probably hundreds of people. And obviously, you don't realize how big of a number that is until you see it out in front of you. And I've heard like people say this too, where people will tell me like, you've created such an audience on my channel. And I don't know if it's whether it's imposter syndrome, you know, or just trying to be humble. But when people tell me how much I've impacted others, I don't think that I really have, or I'm like, oh, really? I actually put myself down on the number that I have on, you know, one of my YouTube channels. And I'm like, oh, in my first thought is to be like, really? Instead of being like, thank you. Or like, sometimes I will say thank you, but I feel like I feel really awkward saying it. I'm like, oh, thank you. Instead of just saying it with proudness for myself. And it's because I'm constantly looking at everyone else's progress and success. And I'm like, oh, well, there are other bigger creators out there. There are other bigger people. And I forget who I've meant to thousands of people. The messages that I get in my DMs, where people message me sometimes and I'll send voice memos back and I'll, you know, give them advice, or, you know, just care for others, even if I don't know them. And the stories that they tell me, how that leaves an impact on me, and like how that makes me feel about what I've done in this to other people, and I guess to this world, you know. And I want to start recognizing it more. I want to let myself be proud, and I guess not necessarily brag, but just be proud of what I've created. And anyone who has came in interactions with people and have helped them and have cared for them and have put smiles on people, who have taught others, who shared advice with people, who was a shoulder to cry on, you guys forget how much that has impacted someone else, how much it meant to someone else, you know, especially teachers out there, counselors, psychologists. You forget how much you are changing people's lives. And we think that we're not doing enough because we look at others who have millions of followers and think, okay, like, well, that's success. You know, they have millions of followers and they've done all of these things and they're somebody. They're somebody. But I can guarantee you there is one person out there, one student, one friend who could say so many good things about you. Versus sometimes what sucks on the media is that, like, you're watching someone who has millions of followers be hated by millions also, which is really sad. That's maybe a topic we'll talk about later, about a little bit about bullying and just, you know, the way the world has been a little harsh lately. But anyways, so it's not about how many people know you or how many people watch you. It's about the people that can say good things about you and how you mean somebody to them. And though it is also important to recognize that you mean somebody to other people, it's also most important that you mean somebody to yourself. Do you enjoy your own company? Do you know you're a good person? Do you know that you care deeply and that you love deeply and that, you know, you make mistakes sometimes, but you try to take accountability and you try to make up for them and you try to do good things, be nice and be loving. And if you know that you do like who you are also somebody to yourself. And at the end of the day, that is probably the most important person to be. Somebody to yourself. Because if you can't be that person for you and the person, like, love yourself, ultimately the rest of the world also cannot. Because when you care a lot about yourself and you love yourself, along with also just loving others and having a kind heart, it really shows through, and it's not something that can be like faked. It's so obvious when someone has a kind heart, and that is so contagious. Also, I want to add, like, when you are someone who is so kind-hearted and is willing to compliment even strangers or smile at them or wish them a good day, that sticks with people, and that very interaction you had with that person becomes a little contagious, and maybe then that person chooses to share kindness with another person, and then that person chooses, like, it keeps going. So you were somebody in that very moment, a very special somebody, and someone that really you don't even know changed the what you doing out there? Sorry, got distracted. That changed the very trajectory of so many other people's days. I cannot tell you how much, like, kind words from a stranger means to people. Like, telling people, hey, like, I love your outfit. You look beautiful today. Your smile's really pretty. Complimenting their outfit, their necklace, their personality. I can't tell you how much that makes a person's day. Giving your parents a kiss on the cheek and your sisters hugs and booty slaps, whatever. Okay, that was really random. I mean, that's my relationship with my sisters. I love them. Anyways, like, just, I guess, sharing your love with them. And from then on out, you will always mean somebody to people, and you will always have a lasting impact, whether you see it or not. Numbers is not everything. It's about the impressions that you leave and the little things that change people's days. Remember that you have a community of people and the family you're around, the coworkers and the friends, and to them, you are someone special. And sometimes that's really all that matters. At the end of the day, we don't, I know personally that I won't look back at all the people that, like, the numbers that I impacted. It'll be the people that actually told me I meant something to them. It'll be about my friends and family who shared all of these fun memories and the love with me. And that's what I'll look back on when I'm, old and on my last days, which hopefully is a very long time. I think that's what will matter at the end of the day versus how much success and money and followers we had. And bugs, please. Oh, I found the culprits. It's the stupid ants. Also, guys, I didn't get to show you my really cute shoes, which sucks. Hopefully you saw them while I was sitting. Anyways, I guess you guys can tell that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little talk. I think it was so important to hear these words, honestly, for myself and for those out there who are constantly feeling like they're not doing enough, or they're not being successful enough, or they're waiting for their moment to be someone. If you can tell yourself that you are somebody to yourself and to the others around you, maybe then you'll achieve that dream of helping others and impacting others in the positive light. And just remember why you want to do it in the first place. Peace out, guys. Audio out. Love, Michaela. Bye, guys.